Hello, I'm Swati Desai. I'm a psychology professional and a certified teacher of mindfulness and self compassion. Today's question is how to deal with the stress from an exam or an upcoming deadline. If you are stressed out about it, that means you are perceiving some kind of a threat, something that is making you afraid. Typically speaking, if it is from an exam or an upcoming deadline, you are afraid of the consequences if you don't do well in the exam or if you don't meet the deadline. I remember when I was a student many years ago, and I used to feel the stress. For me, typically what I was afraid of was if I don't do well in the exam, what will my parents say? What will my friends and teachers say? I was very afraid of their judgment. So, whenever I thought about it, you know what my trick was? I used to always come up with a plan B. What's the worst that can happen? If they feel very disappointed in me, after all, it's my life. And I will figure out what to do with it, how to take care of it. I did have that kind of confidence at least. And so I was just able to say to myself, I don't care. That helped me somehow to free my brain from the fear and then focus on either studying or doing whatever I wanted to do for the exam. So that was a trick I used to use to come up with plan B after you think about the worst case scenarios, okay? But today what I'm going to tell you is I'm going to tell you 3 tips based on mindfulness and self-compassion philosophy. Tip number 1 is body awareness. When you're stressed out, your body is reacting to the fear almost as if it's a life and death situation. That's how our brains are made. So we have to decide flight or fight. What that means, our body is getting really ready to make that split second decision, which means that it's not going to think about any long-term health or good kinds of things. What it is going to do is it's going to basically have a lot of stress hormones released, and our body is going to become tense and is going to react to whatever threat and fear that you are perceiving. Cortisol is the main hormone that gets released when we are stressed out, and it's really not good for the health. Especially if you have a tendency to get stressed out on a regular basis and lot of stress, that means the cortisol could be harming you for your long-term health benefits. Which means that the main thing you want to do is you want to learn to relax your body. First of all, body awareness means to know where in your body you are experiencing the stress. To take a pause and to turn inwards, look at your body, and whichever part is responding to this stress, relax that part of the body. It could be your shoulders, it could be your back. Just relax. If it is your tummy that is like churning and feeling upset, maybe have a warm cup of water or warm cup of tea, whatever is relaxing for you. If it helps you to pace up and down, to feel a little bit of, like pace up and down, not fast, but slowly to relax your body, do that. Today, I'm going to actually give you a breathing exercise which helps to relax your body. Take a deep breath to fill up your upper lungs and lower lungs. Take it so deep that your lungs actually feel filled up. It's not a normal habit to do it. So make sure that you take a really deep, long breath. Hold it 1, 2, 3, and then release it through your mouth, through pursed lips, slowly and for over a long period of time. Do this at least 3 times or more. Your lungs getting filled up with oxygen will bring in a new level of energy in your body, and it will help you to relax. Tip number 2, feelings and thoughts awareness. Be mindful of what stories and what scenarios your brain is creating because it is afraid of the consequences. Whenever there is fear, our brain makes a very convincing story of what could go wrong. It collects all evidence, it gives you all kinds of proofs, and basically it comes up with a convincing story. For example, if it is about an exam, you may be worried about, let's say, not doing well in the exam, and then you are going to be so depressed that you won't be able to do anything for next 2 years, and you are really going to fail in life. You will not get any job. Whatever it is that you are actually thinking, pay attention to that. If you are not meeting a deadline, or if you are afraid of not meeting a deadline, you may be afraid of getting fired and being thrown out. The question you have to ask is this really based on facts, or is it what my mind is thinking about? And if it is not fact, which in this case it is not, it's just something you are afraid of, then put a question mark. Let's say that you really don't do well you don't know, first of all, you don't know if you will do well on the exam or not. Even if you don't, the question is, am I really going to be depressed for 2 years or whatever it is? Are my parents going to be really so upset that my life will feel like it's over? Is this really true? Put a question mark. Learn to just say maybe yes, maybe not. Because when there is fear, the stories feel so convincing that in reality, when it really does happen, typically speaking, it's much less than what you were imagining. That's what research shows. Tip number 3, practice self-compassion. Compassion is when you see someone in pain or they are under distress, instead of judging them, you feel love arising in you, a sincere wish that their pain be reduced. Self-compassion is the same feeling but turned towards yourself. You know you are under distress because of exam or deadline. So take a pause. Be mindful of the distress or the suffering or the pain that you're experiencing because of the stress. And then see if you can allow love to arise in your body for you. Something like, I know you are under distress. I really send you best wishes. I hope whatever you are experiencing, you find ways to cope with it. Send yourself kindness. First, feel it in your body. If you are not able to feel it for yourself, think about your pet, or think about some food you really love, or someone else who you care about. Maybe your child, maybe your parent, if you like your parents. And allow love to arise in your body for these people or the food or whatever pet or whatever you are thinking about. And then use that feeling to see if you can feel the same thing for yourself. Why do that? When your brain is taken up by negative feelings, it's hard for your brain to think about effective solutions. But when you are feeling the positivity, the love, the kindness, you can then come up with creative solutions to deal with whatever you are going through. To find the motivation to make use of the remaining time to work towards your exam or towards the deadline, instead of wanting to just binge watch YouTube or TV for the rest of the day. Such is the power of feeling positive. So allow yourself to practice self-compassion. If you want, you can check the self-compassion break on my YouTube channel under the playlist 6 activities. All the best.